congratulate all of you for attending this because ये बहुत important webinar है. उसके बाद भी I have just kept it closed for the same reason as well, because I only wanted the good students, the quality students to attend this one, and so this is a very limited webinar. So let's start with the first question कि geography में अभी तक across 10 years, not just 7 years, 10 years कौन से area से question आए हुए हैं. So before that, let us first quickly try to solve the following questions. This is 2025 analysis, my dear students. So just note down the theme and type your answers in the comment section, and we are going to do it very, very quickly. Okay. Question number 1. These 3 questions will show you the first type of genre which UPSC is following in the geography questions, which is topics are interrelated. Topics are interrelated, and at the same time they are application based. Application based means the content is something that you can follow up or you can get in your ordinary books, in your basic books, standard books, NCRTs, but you have to apply it on your own. So how? Question number 1. Can you see the question number 1? Are we able to see the question number 1? We have to match the territorial region with a river flowing in the region, and the territorial region is, what is the territorial region? This is Mahajanpad. These are the Mahajanpads, Asmak, Kamboj, Avanti, Kaushal, and you have to match it with the rivers. So can you tell me the answer very quickly? Only 1, only 2, only 3, all of them. All of them is almost never the answer. So I am eliminating 1 for you. Answer is, 1 is telling only 2. Second, only Ganesh is answering. What about the other students? Hello, I want the answers. और एटलीस्ट मार्क इट डाउन इन योर पेपर ना, सॉल्व द PYQs. अभी आप दोबारा ये 2 घंटे का पेपर देने के बाद दोबारा से अटेंड करेंगे क्या PYQ, है ना? चलो, somebody saying 1 and 2 have told me that it is only 2. Okay, what is the answer to this question? What is the answer to this question? Asmak is in, it is the southernmost, and so it is there in the region which is surrounding Godavari basin. Then Kamboj, you might get confused over here. Kamboj is towards Pakistan. Kamboj is not exactly Punjab, towards western sides of the Punjab, towards Pakistan, and this is not Vipas or the Byas river. Byas river is not the correct answer over here. The most easy one was Avanti, though Avanti is located in Madhya Pradesh. Mahanadi does not flow through Madhya Pradesh, so this is incorrect. And next is Kaushal. So Kaushal is in Ramayana, we know that it is near Saryu Nadi. So Saryu is the correct one. So here the answer is only 2. Next question, again application based. Do not think, do not judge your knowledge. Nobody exactly knows it. We have to apply it right away. Scientific studies suggest that a shift is taking place in the Earth's rotation and axis. Whenever questions are asked which are of 3 statement basis, 3 statement दिए हुए हैं geography में, we almost never have to check the credibility, the factual correctness of the first one because of the options given. Option में first correct ही रहता है, तो इसको देख के time waste नहीं करना है. We have to see question statement number 2, statement number 3, whether they are factually correct and whether either of them is able to explain statement number 1. So, are you able to see this question? Solar flares and associated coronal mass ejections bombarded the Earth's atmosphere with tremendous amount of energy. Statement number 1, factually this is correct. Second, third statement, as the Earth's polar ice melts, the water tends to move towards the equator. This statement is also correct. Which of the following is the correct explanation of statement number 1? Can anybody tell me this? Can anybody tell me this? Which of the following is the correct statement? So both of them are correct, but only one explains. Which one explains? Statement number 3 explains. Because solar flares will be impacting the electric field, the magnetic field, and not the physical properties of the Earth. For example, how much time is it taking to rotate? And have you heard of the negative leap second phenomena? Because this was also in news last year. Solar flares, coronal mass ejection, it was at its peak in 2024. Hence this question was asked. Not only that, in PYQs also they have asked about solar flares and coronal mass ejection. So it has been a repeated theme. But now they could be asking you about the negative leap second concept. So you can note it down in your notes also, because it is related with slowing down of Earth and how it is getting configured and managed by adding a leap second onto our clocks. 1 negative leap second is being added up by the scientist. So please note down this concept. This can be asked. Negative leap second. and it is associated with warming of the earth only. Okay, chalo, next question, again application based. Next question, students. Rainforests produce more oxygen than that produced by the oceans. Very अच्छा, मुझे सिर्फ statement wise बताओ, first statement is correct or not. Rainforests, do they produce more oxygen than oceans? Geographically, if you see the distribution, which is having more vast distribution. First statement is correct or not? First statement is incorrect. First statement is incorrect. So the moment I see this, I'll be able to eliminate A and C, and very little does it happen that none would be the option. So ultimately the option would be 2 only. Option would be 2 only. On the basis of elimination only, I'll be able to figure out the answer here. The second statement is marine phytoplankton and photosynthetic bacteria produce 50% of the, about 50% of the world's oxygen. Generally, wherever these adjectives like about, more than are used, typically such data are deemed to be correct. Third statement, well oxygenated surface water, very interesting statement, surface water is more oxygenated as compared to the oxygen level present in the atmospheric air. Is it possible? Is it possible कि हमारी air में जितना oxygen है उससे ज़्यादा oxygen is present in the ocean? Is it possible? No, right? Very good. So third statement is incorrect first, but the skills tell us, even if you are able to eliminate statement number 1, we come to the final answer, which is option number 2. So we've solved 3 statements. Now would you ask, ma'am, where exactly have these questions been sourced from? Basic NCERTs, but these are application based. So we have to be forward looking in our approach towards solving geography. Concepts will always remain the same. You do not require any source more than your geography NCERTs, but at the same time, you have to be agile, you have to be adaptive, you have to be flexible in your approach, which means if a question like this comes, have the approach of solving the problem, not of creating another problem of let's say इस ये कहाँ से पूछ लिया, ये कौन सा source है, सारे में data दे दिया है, कैसे solve करेंगे? There are various things through which we can solve the question. We have so far solved 3 questions. Most of you have solved it correctly. So which means application side पे we are doing good. Got it? चलो अब next statement, next question देखते हैं 2025 का ही. Now this section of geography was little tough, but it was not tough for those who have done current affairs. I have repeatedly told you. I'll be zooming this section also just for you to see. देखिए, how many of the above are members of NATO? Now this question was asked, why? Because this was in news. It was covered in most of the magazines also. Next, Andes mountain passes through how many of the above countries? Is this question unconventional? Not at all. If you have done the PYQs, you would be knowing that questions like, you know, how many states of India have Western Ghats, or how many states through which Eastern Ghat passes, or through how many states Himalaya passes? Can you answer this question? Through how many states of India Western Ghat passes? How many states of India Western Ghat passes? It is 6. 6 in number. I am not writing for the sake of saving your time, so plus, but you start taking notes. 6. Eastern Ghats, 5. Eastern Ghats, 5 states. Be very clear. What are the states which are common to both of them? What are the states which are common to both of them? Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, some parts of Karnataka, not Kerala, Karnataka. Then next question, through how many states Himalaya passes? How many states, including the UTs? Give me just the number of, you know, territories through which your Himalaya passes. How many of them are there? They are 10 in number. 8 states and 2 union territories, the recently made union territories. 8 states, including the northeastern one. Here I am including Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram as well. And also West Bengal. Again, write down the fact. Himalayas also passes through West Bengal. Important fact. यहाँ पे हम गलती कर सकते हैं. So in the same line, students, they have asked about the other mountain ranges, which in fact is the longest mountain range of the world, Andes. So how many countries are there through which Andes mountain range passes? Factually it is 7, but that is not what is asked. What they are asking is it Bolivia, Colombia, Paraguay, Brazil, Ecuador and Venezuela? So जितने लोगों को पता है कि because of the ocean and continent collision, the Andes mountain ranges were formed because of the accretion process. They were formed. Now as they were formed, just give me a minute. Now, as they were formed, they would be present in all the coastal countries of South America. right? If anybody is having any doubt, let's say you are raising question, please type down in the comment section, okay? Because I want to maintain the flow of the class right now. तो बताओ आप क्या होगा इसमें? अब यहाँ पे आपकी confusion क्या होगी? Easily आप कोलंबिया से अर्जेंटीना एंड चिली तक तो आप मार्क कर दोगे, बट आपको कंफ्यूजन होगा whether Venezuela is a part or not. Venezuela is a part. This is a fact which you have to note down now. Venezuela also has Andes mountain range. So here, what are we able to see in Brazil, in Paraguay, in Uruguay, in these three countries specifically? And also you must know, Paraguay is a country which is landlocked. Bolivia is a landlocked country. Okay, so these two are landlocked countries. Again, take it in your notes. Okay, I'll be telling you how to approach geography, specifically their PYQs, and how to prepare more smartly. But just give me 5 minutes. I want to check your abilities to solve the question via these MCQ. और इसी के साथ हमारा 2025 का PYQ will be done and dusted with it. So very quickly, what is the answer? I'll be eliminating Bolivia. I'll be eliminating Paraguay over here. Sorry, Brazil and Paraguay over here. So which means the answer is only 4. Option number C. Let me zoom it up. Now, the next question was about NATO. Now, this question can be asked if you have already done your PYQs properly, because this was a repeated theme, plus it was a current affair theme. So, in NATO, what happened? Why was it in news? Because Sweden recently joined it in the last year, and that is why this question was asked. And with this, all the Nordic countries, what are the Nordic countries? Norway, Sweden, Finland, all of them have now joined NATO. Now, you must also know what are the smaller or the minimal countries of Europe which have not joined NATO. So, if Sweden, देखो इस map में ये outdated map है, इसमें Norway, Finland already joined, but now Sweden has also joined. ठीक है, Iceland has also joined. Okay, now which country has not joined? So, you remember the World War situation? Of course, Austria and Serbia would never be joining it. And so here the answer is Austria and Serbia. These two countries, except for these two, all of the above have joined the NATO. Right? Next question. Consider the following water bodies. How many of them are there through which equator passes? Now, the first approach of solving this question would be to panic, because all of these lakes are little difficult to remember. But there are few facts about equator, this particular line, and how many countries, how many water bodies exactly passes through it. So there are 3 continents through which equator passes, 3 major water bodies, which is of course your 3 major oceans, and there are 13 countries through which equator passes. And today in the class, while we are taking notes, we are also going to learn the acronyms of all the countries through which equator passes. तो भी इसका आंसर है none of them. None of them is the answer. Tonle Sap, Petos Lagoon, your Lake Tanganyika, all of them are something through which equator does not passes. You have to now take down the notes of further advanced data, which is through how many countries and how to remember the countries through which equator passes, because there are 13 in number, and this question can be repeated again, PYQ theme, right? So listen to me very carefully. First acronym is, look into the continent of South America, because it only passes through 3 continents, the Asia, Africa, South America. In Africa, it passes through BCE countries, which is Brazil, Ecuador and Colombia. You have to particularly remember Brazil so that you don't mark Bolivia over here. Got it? If I zoom it, I won't be able to write. So I am narrating, take down the narration. Okay? I'm really sorry if you are facing inconvenience, but these are little technical issues that we are facing together. So anyway, in Africa, it is SDG. Remember it, SDG of UK. So the SDG in this D is Democratic Republic of Congo, and there is Republic of Congo. So both the Ds are, both the Congos are here associated. So there is Republic of Congo, there is Uganda, there is Somalia, there is Kenya, there is Democratic Republic of Congo, G for Gabon, right? So we have mentioned all the SDG UK acronym. Okay, this is the acronym. And in Asia, the major country, there are of course smaller islands like Kiribati, Maldives, through which equator passes, but the major one is Indonesia. Indonesia is the major country of Asia through which equator passes. Have we taken down the notes? Have we taken down the notes? The acronym for Africa is SDG of UK. SDG, Sustainable Development Goals of UK. And here in the D1, when I remember it as Democratic Republic of Congo, kindly also associate the Republic of Congo along with it. Congo is a very important country. The countries which are situated in the Congo basin has been asked in PYQ. Then Congo River, where does it originate from, where does it drain, how many countries does it touch, that has also been asked. So Congo specifically is a very important theme for UPSC. Please note it down. There's no need for acronym for Asia. The reason for this is major country is Indonesia only. Through no other major country it follows up. So obviously they won't be asking you about the smaller islands. They'll be asking you about the major countries only. So next time if this question appears, all of you students have to mark it correct. Got it? Got it? Chalo. Next question. Now this again is coming from repeated PYQ, a very basic theory, which is the theory of continental drift. Who has given the theory of continental drift? Who has given the theory of continental drift? Alfred Wegener in 1912. And अभी भी बहुत सारे लोगों को याद नहीं है. ठीक है, it's been years, तो अभी हम याद कर लेते हैं. And where is this source from? Basic NCERT. The evidences of the continental drift theory is the only place from where prelims questions can be created. They would never be asking you about to match up with Alfred Wegener, because that's a very common fact. They would never be asking you to mention the book in which it was mentioned or the year in which it was mentioned. They would only be asking you about the evidences. Moving ahead, you would be going for a lot of test series of prelims also. This is a very famous question. So here the answer is all of them, and the source is NCERT. We are not going to dwell on it, but the answer is all of them. कोई है जिसने किसी एक स्टेटमेंट को एलिमिनेट कर दिया है? कोई ऐसा है? Is there anybody like that over here? No? I'm very happy if there's nobody like that. Great. Great, Maitri. Now, next question. A very interesting question, common sense based question. Okay, now listen to me very carefully. Let's suppose the humidity of my room is very high. Okay, there are two situations. One, I live in a room in which humidity is very high. Second situation, I live in a room where it is cold and it is dry, right? In both the situations, I have a chalk and a duster. In which condition do you feel there will be more dusting from the chalk, from the blackboard? कौन सी condition में ज़्यादा dusting होगी? Dust को रोकने के लिए we would require moisture, right? We would require humidity. Wherever there is lack of humidity, ultimately the dust would be spreading off more. Very good. You understood the concept? The same concept. Try to apply it in the question and try to solve it. Statement number 1. The amount of dust particle in the atmosphere is more in subtropical and temperate areas than equatorial and polar regions. Try to apply the concept of humidity. Which of the following has more humidity? Is this statement correct or not? This statement is correct. Let us try to see whether the second explains it. So, subtropical and temperate areas have less dry winds. So, if they have less dry winds, then the dust is supposed to be more in the equatorial region, right? So, just on the basis of common sense, basic application, don't go for the source of this question. There is no point of finding that. We have to find the basic thing, which is it is very uncommon to have common sense. So, the answer over here is second statement is incorrect. So, you do not even have to check for the explanation, because explanation का scope ही नहीं होता है. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? समझ में आ रहा है? So, question का answer is C. Very good, whoever has answered this. Maitri, very good. Okay, so we have solved this question also. Now a concept based question. So they have been asking a lot of questions on isotherm, and you know, somebody who has actually appeared in 2024 paper or has done PYQs thoroughly. What I mean by doing PYQ thoroughly is to do in-depth analysis and research of all the statements. Not just those statements which are correct, but also try to go into the depth of what has gone incorrect and why has it gone incorrect for you, and what is the correct answer and what is the correct explanation of this entire question. This is known as in-depth analysis, right? This is something that I expect all of you to do. Now, if anybody would have done it in the year of 2024, same question was asked again in 2025. Same question was asked in the form of in the form of isotherm question, in the form of isotherm of January. Same question was asked. Previous year also, same question, isotherm of January was asked, okay? And even the statements were also very much same. So here the question is, look into this question, try to answer this one. Try to answer this one. अच्छा, मैं आपको थोड़ा सा हेल्प करने के लिए एक बार ये मैप दिखा देती हूँ, ठीक है? आई एम ऑल्सो नरेटिंग इट. सी, आई एम हेल्पिंग यू टू चीट. This is the air temperature distribution in the month of July. This is for January. थोड़ा इसको अच्छे से थोड़ा सा एक बारी देखने का ट्राई करो, ठीक है? Don't go into the depth of it, that I'll explain later. But थोड़ा सा देखो, ये जुलाई है, ये जनवरी है. कुछ समझ में आ रहा है, कुछ डायग्राम में डिविएशन समझ में आ रहा है. Are you able to figure out something? Basic difference, are you able to see? Now, I'm closing this one. I'm showing you the question. Now try to solve the question for me. Okay? चलो. So, statement number 1, in January, in the northern hemisphere, the isotherms bend equatorward while crossing the landmass and poleward while crossing the oceans. Statement number 1, is this statement correct or incorrect? We have seen the isotherm of January, right? Statement number 1 is correct. Very good, Rahul. Very good, Maitri. Next statement. In January, the air over the oceans is warmer than that over the land masses in the northern hemisphere. The air over the oceans is warmer than over the land masses in the northern hemisphere. This statement is correct or not? अब अगर मान लो मैंने ये statement दिया होता second में कि the reason for this is that the cold currents of Gulf Stream and North Atlantic Drift are responsible for the following deviation of isotherm in the month of January. Have you heard my statement properly? Second statement अगर मैं ये बोलती that the cold current of Gulf Stream and North Atlantic Drift is responsible for the following deviation. Would this statement be correct or not? This statement was verbatim asked in 2024. Same question, this statement was asked. Is this true? No. Very good, Samriddhi. Very good. Applauses for you. बहुत quick किया. This is wrong. Why is it wrong? अब Gulf Stream, North Atlantic Drift influence तो करती है. हाँ, very good. It is a warm current. It is not a cold current. Excellent. Excellent presence of mind. Wonderful. So here the answer is both of them are correct and it is explanation of the first statement. ठीक है? इससे हमने 2024 का भी सॉल्व कर लिया, 2025 का भी सॉल्व कर लिया. अब मैं आपको ना एक बहुत सिंपल सा कंसेप्ट बताती हूँ आइसोथर्म डिटेक्ट करने का, because many people actually get confused in this concept. So look into these two maps. First of all, सबसे पहला डिफरेंस ये है, there is isotherm is supposed to be the line which is connecting different places having the same temperature. Same temperature, matlab, which means, let's say there is a temperature maintenance of 30 degrees. In all the above areas, in all the dotted areas which are combined by the line, in all of them, the temperature would remain 30 degrees. So, I am joining all these points and creating an isotherm. This is the concept of isotherm. That is the first thing. It would be more contrasting. The temperature difference between ocean and continent is more contrasting in the month of January, or for that matter in the cold months of the year, right? In the cold months it is more contrasting in nature. So the more contrasting it is, the more fluctuation you will see between oceans and continent. So let's suppose I have to jot all the places which are having 10 degrees centigrade temperature in, let's say, not 10 degrees centigrade, let's say 0 degrees centigrade in the month of January. Now obviously continents would be cooling faster, right? Continent would be cooling faster, which means continents would start cooling from the southern areas only. Ideally तो उनको north area में cool होना चाहिए, 0 degree दिखाना चाहिए, but in the southern areas they will start cooling because it is already the month of, January, it already a cold temperature, right? And in all these places, in the southern places, this isotherm would get bent up. Where would I find the same temperature in the ocean? Because oceans have high specific heat, which means they have a higher capacity to take up the heat. They don't release the heat very quickly. So the moment you turn from a warm temperature to a high temperature, the continent would become warmer or colder very quickly. They will lose off the heat very quickly. This will not be the case with oceans. Oceans will try to trap the heat. they will trap the heat, so they will remain warmer. So ideally तो ये होना चाहिए था कि ये 0 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड यहीं पे बनता पूरा, but as you move from the continents towards the oceans, you will see that it is taking higher time and more latitudinal declination. It is taking more latitudinal declination to become 0 degrees. So you will see iced oceans or the prevalence of ice along this area, and this is what I mean by saying that the isotherm is getting twisted because of the sharp temperature contrast. Got it? This happens generally in the cold months or in the month of January typically, right? And therefore, in the continents, isotherm is bending southward, and in the ocean side, it is bending northward. So this makes this concept very lucid and easy, right? We have understood the concept? Chalo. Now, solve the next question. In the context of effect of water on rocks, chalk is known as a very permeable rock. Again, don't search for the source of this question. There is no way to search for the source. What is the answer to this? पहली बात तो 3 statement है, तो first statement की मुझे validity check ही नहीं करनी. I don't have to check whether first statement is correct or not, will be correct. So, it is saying effectively that chalk is more permeable and clay is known as, now the language is very important, clay is known as quite an impermeable or least permeable rock, which means there is some degree of permeability, however it is least. It is very, very less. Okay, so what could be the reason for this? First, chalk is porous and hence absorb water. Whatever is porous, chalk is porous of course, and it is saying that chalk is permeable. So permeable matlab allowing water inside it, which means enhanced porosity. So statement number 2 is obviously correct. Statement number 2, statement number 3, clay is not at all porous. This statement is correct or not? Everyone? Ritul, Maitreya, all the participants. Statement number 3, correct or not? Very good. Extreme statement, but not just extreme. Where in the first statement did we see that this is impermeable rock? Impermeable matlab it is not at all porous. Very good, all of you. So statement number 2, statement number 3 is incorrect. Only one of them is correct. Right? Chalo. Next question. See, we are only going to do 20-25 questions thoroughly because after that I have to save your time. So I have to make you realize what are the themes through which questions would be asked. So you can directly note it down in your pen and papers, and thereupon we can build upon a research and analysis. ठीक है? तो अभी यहाँ पे थोड़ा patience से सुन लो, अच्छे से engage करो, आपको अच्छा लगेगा. Okay? चलो. Now next question is statement number 1. Without the atmosphere, temperature would be well below freezing point everywhere on the earth's surface. This statement is correct or not? Statement number 1 correct or not? Very, very quickly. Count down till 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. So first one is it would be below the freezing point. Why? Because most of the heating or most of the warmth, the average temperature of earth is roughly around 15 degrees centigrade. That is maintained because of the greenhouse gases. That is maintained because of water vapors, because of greenhouse gases, because of the atmosphere present which traps the long wave radiation. अब ये concept भी पूछा गया है, short wave radiation, long wave radiation. So please read about the heat budget. Very important concept, has been asked multiple times in the paper. तो heat budget जाके हमें पढ़ लेना है. Heat budget is not very difficult also. ठीक है? It absorbs very good terrestrial radiation. Terrestrial radiations are short wave radiation or long wave radiation? Can anybody tell me that? Short wave or long wave? Long wave. Excellent. So the atmosphere is essentially capturing, is acting as a blanket, non-permeable blanket towards these long wave radiations. So earth is able to maintain some good temperature, which is helping the life to thrive. Very easy, right? So first statement is correct. First statement is correct. Now second statement is heat absorbed and trapped by the atmosphere maintains our planet's average temperature, which is 15 degrees centigrade. Very generic statement. Second is also correct. Atmospheric gases like carbon dioxide are particularly good at absorbing and trapping the radiation. That is why it is known as a very potent greenhouse gas. So all of the statements are correct. Very simple one. So geography 2025 was very easy if we would have done current affairs and NCERT and had some good confidence in ourselves. Confidence कैसे आता है? बहुत सारे question लगाने से. अभी how many of you are there who are struggling with like clearing prelims, not able to clear prelims? Can anybody tell me? And don't be afraid, just let me know. I just want to know the count. You can just raise the hand. How many of you are struggling to clear prelims? Most of you would be. Prelims is the biggest eliminator. It is the toughest examination. Now, give me a hands up of all the students who have solved 6,000 questions. 6,000 questions or at least 50 to 60 full-length tests, 100 tests before sitting in the paper. How many of you have solved it? You will see a very direct correlation. When I say this number of 6,000, I mean it. If you go on to doing 6,000 questions, if you go on to revising those questions about 3 to 5 times, it will make the entire prelims like a cakewalk. आपका एक भी prelims रुकना बंद हो जाएगा. Because it is not possible that you have struggled so much, you've put in such a good amount of hard work and still you're not able to, fructify the result. ऐसा कभी नहीं होता है. Most of the people, you know that you have done PYQs, right? You know you have done test series also, but it depends as to what kind of effort, what is the quantum of effort that you have put in. So if you'll ask me, just first of all, reflect onto your preparation and see how much you have worked hard for prelims. I can vouch for that. If you go and solve 6,000 questions on count and keep it equitable. 6,000 मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि I am doing 2,000 question for polity and 3,000 question for economy and only doing 50-50 question for science, tech and geography because I'm good at that. No, it has to be an equitable distribution, which means 1,000 question for polity, 1,000 question for geography. It doesn't matter where you pull it from. It doesn't matter where you pull it from. It could be PYQ, it could be any test series. What you require is you need to take notes of it and you need to revise it n number of times. What is that n number of times? Typically, it should be minimum 3 times. Minimum 3 times, but if you require more number of times, that's also fine. Right? So at least ये effort तो मार के देखो, उसके बाद prelims से निकले, then we can analyze कि what is going wrong in prelims. And second thing is, before beginning the prelims preparation, please solve your 2025 prelims paper. I hope most of you would have given it. So please try to solve it first and check yourself only what kind of mistakes you have done. See, it's not about not clearing the paper. It's not about not clearing the paper. It's about analyzing the kind of mistakes that we are doing and trying to not repeat it again. Is the mistake about you not being active enough because of which you were not able to recall well enough? You have not revised well, so you were not confident. You have not practiced, so you were not confident. There could be series of mistakes. There could be 10 to 15 variables of mistakes. Try to find it for you. What is not working for you? ऐसा तो नहीं कि क्वेश्चन कोई दूसरे प्लैनेट से बन रहा है, अर्थ से ही बन रहा है ना, बेसिक एनसीईआरटी से बन रहा है, हमने अभी देखा. देन व्हाई आर वी नॉट एबल टू सॉल्व इट, व्हाई आर वी नॉट एबल टू क्रैक इट? एंड एट द सेम टाइम देयर आर पीपल हु आर रिपीटेडली स्कोरिंग 120 अबव इन प्रीलिम्स पेपर. व्हाट आर दे डूइंग डिफरेंट? सेम टेस्ट सीरीज, सेम एनसीईआरटी, सेम पीवाईक्यू इज अवेलेबल विद एवरीबडी. कोई अलग से कोई मटेरियल क्रिएट हो नहीं रहा है, तो फिर व्हाट आर दे डूइंग डिफरेंटली? So one thing that I have figured out, which definitely has been helping with a lot of aspirants and has been helping a lot of students of mine as well, is try to catch up this mark of 6,000 question and try to revise it 3 number of times. It's going to be a very difficult thing to do. You have to be very focused on to cracking that 6,000 mark. Once you do it, prelims will be a cakewalk. कोई question बचेगा ही नहीं. In fact, जो भी important repeated themes है वो सारे आप कर चुके होंगे. ठीक है? So take this one important theme from today's webinar. Okay, if you can do. It's not just about PYQs, it's about the number of questions I have diversified my preparation onto, which should be near about 6,000. That is a mark, including at least 7 years of PYQ. But there is no limit to PYQ also. You can count in, जैसे अगर मैं आपको बोल रही हूँ 6,000 question करने के लिए, you can do 10 years of PYQ. What's stopping you? ठीक है? चलो. So we have solved the following questions which have appeared in 2025. Now another question which came. And this was also a repeated theme of 2024 only. So consider the following. How many of the above countries have more than 4 time zones? थोड़ा सा difficult आपको लगेगा. How many of them would have more than 2 time zones? तो सबसे पहले तो मैं आपको एक छोटी सी ट्रिक बता देती हूँ. Because in questions like these, this trick has pretty much worked. Whatever would be the total number of variables, total number of options given, try to minus it by 2. try to minus it by 2. In most of the cases, you would get the correct answer. In most of the cases, you would get the correct answer. So, but here it is asking in how many of the countries have more than 4 time zones. Majority would be having more time zones, which is you do 5 minus 2, which is 3. So, 3 countries are having more than 4 time zones. And which are the countries which are not having more than 2 time zones? Denmark has only 1, New Zealand has only 3 time zones. But you would be surprised also, na, ki ma'am, UK is very small actually. So how come UK has a lot of time zones? Can anybody tell me why UK has a lot of time zone? And for a matter of fact, France has the highest number of time zones. Why is it so? Very good, excellent. Overseas territories, because they also count in their overseas territories. So also take up one more note. Take up one more note in your paper. France, followed by Russia, followed by USA, is having the most number of time zones, and all of them are having time zones more than 4 only. But you should know the sequence also. So the same question was asked in 2023 also. Okay, chalo. Okay, another application based question, and I will try to solve this problem all together in today's session. तो एक क्वेश्चन आता है टाइम जोन का, ठीक है, एक क्वेश्चन आता है टाइम जोन का, स्पेशली अराउंड द इंटरनेशनल डेट लाइन. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू गेट कंफ्यूज्ड अबाउट इट कि मैम ऐड करना है कि सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है, नदर्न हेमिस्फेयर क्या है, वेस्टर्न हेमिस्फेयर क्या है, ईस्टर्न हेमिस्फेयर क्या है, वेस्ट किसका बोल रहे हैं, ईस्ट का बोल रहे हैं या हेमिस्फेयर का बोल रहे हैं, आइडियल का बोल रहे हैं, हेमिस्फेयर का बोल रहे हैं. किसी को कन्फ्यूजन होती है, बहुत सारे लोगों को ही होती है. तो आई एम ट्राइंग टू सॉर्ट इट टुडे. सो सी, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, when you see the map, so see there are 2 areas given. One is of Siberia and one is of Alaska. Are you able to see? Siberia belongs to Eastern Hemisphere. I am talking about hemisphere. I am not talking about ideal. I am not talking about this reference line. आपको पता है ना, ideal in the international date line, where does it lie? You all of you know, right? ठीक है. लेकिन हमें इसका right and left नहीं देखना है. हमें देखना है overall वेस्ट हेमिस्फेयर कहाँ होता है एंड ईस्ट हेमिस्फेयर कहाँ पे होता है. वी हैव टू चेक दैट, ठीक है. ओवरऑल ईस्ट हेमिस्फेयर इज रशिया साइड एंड वेस्ट हेमिस्फेयर इज अलास्का साइड. क्लियर ऑन दैट? सबसे पहले ये कंसेप्ट क्लियर करना है, उसके बाद वील फॉलो अप. नेक्स्ट, व्हेन पीपल आर वेकिंग अप एंड गेटिंग ब्रेकफास्ट इन दीज सिटीज, इट वुड बी डिफरेंट डेज, which means they are getting up, but one is having on 21st of June, second is having on 22nd of June. Why is it happening? Because the moment you cross ideal, there is a turn, there is an addition of 24 hours. And in particularly the case of Siberia, Alaska, which you don't have to remember per se, but in this case it is 20 hours of distance. So geographically they are very close to each other, but in the time horizon they are different. Why? Because the way we calculate things across international date line. Got it? So here this statement is correct. They would be having breakfast in different days, right? This statement is correct. Next, when it is Monday in Siberia, Anadir, it is Tuesday in Nome, which is Alaska. It is Tuesday in Nome, which is Alaska. So here we will learn a concept. IDL, this line. Okay. Now if you will see here, you will find your Western Hemisphere. I am talking about the hemisphere, students. I am not saying this is obviously east of ideal. I am not talking about ideal per se. I am talking about Western Hemisphere of the world, which includes US, Canada, Alaska, etc. Got it? Next, Eastern Hemisphere, wherein you will find Japan, Russia, etc. This is Eastern Hemisphere, this is Western Hemisphere. Now you remember a trick which is known as the well trick. The well trick. So whenever you move from west to east hemisphere, there would be a loss of the day. There would be a loss of the day. So as you move from this place to this place, let's say this is Monday. So here you will find Sunday. You will not find Tuesday because there will be a loss of the day as I'm moving from the western hemisphere towards eastern hemisphere. Are we clear on this? अगर हमें well का concept पता है तो reverse वाला case में gain हो जाएगा. Reverse वाले case में here is Sunday, here it would be Monday. Right? Clear? Remember this trick and you will never make these questions wrong. This is a conceptual question. ठीक है? So please remember this one. Generally, most of the students get confused with the perception of west and east because they feel that the east would be the east of ideal. But we have to talk about not the ideal but the earth, eastern hemisphere or the western hemisphere. And this is how the well technique would help you. अभी well technique आप अपने किसी friend को बताओगे तो उसको नहीं समझ में आएगा कि west and east किसकी बात हो रही है, loss and gain किसकी बात हो रही है. तो हमने ये concept सीखा, हमने ये trick सीखी. Now this question shouldn't go wrong. So second statement is incorrect, first statement is correct. Okay, so next question. Next question from geography was this, resource rich. Now, I have been telling a lot of my students to prepare for critical minerals and their distribution because cobalt was asked in 2020, right? Then lithium was also asked. So copper has been asked. So all the critical minerals, something that they have been asking. So here, see, country is Botswana, Chile and Indonesia. You have to match it up with diamond, lithium and nickel. Ab Chile to easy hai because we know ABC triangle, Argentina, Chile and Bolivia. This is where lithium triangle is. So this is correct. Botswana. So Botswana is in southern part of African continent and this is also the place where a lot of diamond is located. So this is also correct. Then nickel, heavy concentration is found in Indonesia. This is also correct. अभी आप तभी करते अगर आपने critical minerals के map बना के रखे होते, which I highly recommend. Figure out the critical minerals because they are in news and they would be asking, UPSC would be asking a lot of questions. So, and try to figure out which country is its major producer and their global distribution. Just have a rough idea of the map. That will also help you out. Okay? So global distribution, their global map. Just figure out these two things for all the critical minerals, including copper. I believe copper they would be asking about copper very soon. So please read about critical minerals in the following fashion. Okay. Next was the regions which are conflicted. This is something that UPSC asked generally. They have asked Mallorca, Normandy, Sardinia. What type of mineral should we do? Critical minerals. Figure out the list of critical minerals of India because all of them were critical except for diamond. Both of them were critical minerals. They have asked about cobalt also previously. That was a critical mineral. So critical minerals की list create करिए और जो दो चीज़ें मैंने आपको बताई वो उसकी notes बनाने का try करिए. उससे beyond resources में कुछ नहीं आएगा. They won't be asking about iron anymore. Okay, so zooming the question for you. So there is what happened? So the next question is Mallorca, Normandy and Sardinia. अब ये question आप तब तक नहीं कर सकते जब तक आपको factual knowledge नहीं पता इन सब की. Now these were the islands which were disputed in nature. They all were disputed in nature, right? And so the only way to answer such question, again in geography some questions have to be discounted, but I'll say always remember all the disputed areas. All the disputed areas. They have been asking about, you know, Urumia. They have been asking about Anatolia and you know, Catalonia. All of these were in news because they were disputed in one way or the other. Okay? So this is Spain. Mallorca is in Spain. Okay? Sardinia is an island of Italy and Normandy is in France. Normandy is also famous. So Normandy is in France. Okay? Was this in current affair? Yes. Normandy, Mallorca, Sardinia, three of them were in news. Normandy, I don't believe it was in news. Sardinia and Mallorca were pretty much in news. Okay? Then there is a Crete Island also. That could also be asked because that has also been in news pretty much. Okay? Crete Island. Now, Having done the 2025 PYQ, let us now try to strategize our preparation moving forward and kindly take down the notes of all the things that I am urging you to write, because I don't want you to repeat your efforts. I don't want you to watch another video. After this particular lecture, you will be very well prepared thoroughly for your geography prelims preparation. That is a promise. Now listen to me. Among India and world geography, which part is more important? Here we are talking about prioritization. More important is Indian geography. More important is Indian geography. That too, location, structure, physiography, the drainage system, natural vegetation, climate. These three areas are more important than the others. In human geography, you would hardly find, previously they used to find a lot of questions which I have figured out. मैंने पूरी theme उसकी निकाल के रखी है human geography, आपको सिर्फ note down करना है या आपको सिर्फ screenshot लेना है, ठीक है? उसके अलावा उन्होंने human geography से कुछ पूछा ही नहीं, so do not read about it much. Okay, next. A lot of time questions have been asked on water resources, not just in prelims but also in mains. One question of water sources is almost fixed. Global distribution of fresh water, let's say, across glaciers, across groundwater, rivers, lakes, etc. Right? Which is basically given in your NCERT. So water resources is an important theme. Please note it down. Then comes world geography. In world geography, the chapter of the earth, either you can read it from Go-Ching Leong book, either you can read it from the G.C. Leong book, right, which is the best book for the earth chapter. It makes your concepts very clear. Landform is not very important. Climate and the climatic types, climatic regions, very, very important part. Very important part. Again, the secondary activity. Secondary activity includes the distribution of minerals which are useful in the industries. So those questions have been asked. Only this much is important in the world geography. So first we will set our priorities correct. Second, whenever we approach geography, we tend to read a lot of maps. All of you would have got maps in your, somewhere in your walls, somewhere in your room. Everybody has those maps. The most ignored part of your room is the map, right? More ignored than the wall behind you, right? So don't do that. And why are we doing this? Because when we look into the map, we feel as if we have to learn the entire physiography at once, which is not the case. It is not humanly possible. So we have to move thematically. Whenever you move across thematically, reading about anything, be it polity, geography, आप जल्दी चीजें catch करते हैं, ठीक है? Anyway, please capture this. According to Pareto's principle, that 20% of the area, let's say you're running short of time and you want to score good in geography, just read on to the following things, you will score very good, because most of the questions would be asked from these areas only. Now don't ask me कि मैम कौन सा source, वो मैं आपको बताऊंगी, but किसी भी source से पढ़ लो यार, Wikipedia से पढ़ लो, Wikipedia से भी question आ सकते हैं, but try to read more about it, because these would be the themes which will get repeated because they have been repeated. Okay, chalo. I hope that you have taken the screenshots. Now I will go across the different themes and make you convinced little bit as to why I am saying to follow, why I am asking you to follow the Pareto principle. मैंने human geography को सबसे नीचे रखा था. Why? In the last 7 years, which is pertaining to which is the concern of today's discussion, right? In the last 7 years, you will find only 2 questions, that too very random, that too very current affair based questions. For example, the archaic human species, Denisovan was asked in 2019. Then languages, certain tribal languages were asked, and you know, the frame of the question was, they had given the words of Halbi, Ho and Kui, and you were made to predict whether this is a tribal language or whether this is a dance form, this is a music form, something like this. It was a very simple question. But mind you, in the last 7 years, only these 2 questions have been asked from human geography per se. And in the last 18 years, let us try to analyze the 18 years also. So in the last 18 years, they asked question about the following things. So if you would like to prepare for human geography at all, this is the area through which you should be preparing. First is, the questions were of the nature of arranging countries in order. So they would give you 5 or 4 countries and they will make you arrange it in the order from highest to lowest, right? So highest to lowest, population wise, literacy wise, urbanization rate wise. Again, another question which was very prevalent, they have stopped asking it, was development wise. And development wise means कैसे पता चलेगा किसकी development ज़्यादा है किसकी कम है, their HDI rank. So try to figure out the HDI rank of the countries, which have become very very obvious these days. So UPSC has stopped asking question on this theme altogether. But they have asked question on life expectancy. 4 options दिए थे. Japan was the answer. Japan was the answer, right? Then they have also asked about the median age. Median age, what is the median age of India, anybody? What do we mean by median age? What is the median age of the population? Right, for example, in India it is 29 years. Median age भाई, demographic dividend 45 किसकी हो गई? So, हाँ, exactly. So, the median age of the population and their decreasing rate, that was also asked in UPSC. So, across these three areas, whenever I am preparing, don't just read for India, but try to see the top three. Try to see the top three countries along with India's rank. Okay? Next, they have asked about ethnic communities which suffered violence or which suffered forced migration. For example, Uyghurs. For example, Hema. This is of Africa. For example, Dinka, Dyak, Apatni tribe. This is of Arunachal Pradesh. So any tribe which is facing repulsions, forced migrations, any kind of ethnic conflict going on over there, for example, Rohingyas, try to remember them as well. Okay, Chakma Hajongs, where are they from? Where are Chakma Hajongs from? Can anybody tell me? So another important human geography theme is ethnic communities. Ethnic communities. Next theme was language related questions. So they have asked about Berber speaking community is from which place? Is from which country? They have asked in which of the following countries Spanish is spoken? So the answer was Congo. In which of the following countries Tamil is a major language? So the answer was Singapore. Then number of speakers, arrange the languages in accordance with the number of speakers. So highest number of speakers, which language has? English. Second, population, Mandarin, Chinese, Mandarin. Then third, Hindi. Then now ये तीन भी पढ़ना इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि PYQ में यही पूछा था, अरेंज करने के लिए पूछा था, नॉट इंग्लिश, मैंडरिन, हिंदी, वो तो सबको पता है ना, बट दे आस्क्ड अबाउट स्पेनिश, फ्रेंच एंड अरेबिक एंड टू अरेंज देम इन द ऑर्डर. ठीक है, सो आफ्टर इंग्लिश, मैंडरिन, हिंदी इट इज स्पेनिश, फ्रेंच and then it is Arabic. So note it down. What all languages should we prepare? Tribal languages only? Any distinctive language or just this particular thing? Berber speaking was asked because it is a major tribal language. At the same time, it was in news at that time and this was a question of 2001. So we are not going to look into that area, but yeah, anything which is in news, try to prepare those. The 22 languages that we have in our 8th schedule, learn about it. That will be asked. कौन से कब include हुई है, कौन से amendments include हुई है, कौन से year में include हुआ है, and of course the number of speakers. इसका data मैंने आपको दे ही दिया है. तो please take it down in your notes. Number of speakers, highest of English, then Mandarin, then Hindi, Spanish, French, Arabic, and we are done. ऐसा कोई भी question आएगा इसी line में आएगा, इसी line में repeat होगा. ठीक है, चलिए. Next, places in news. So what kind of places in news would be asked and have been asked so far? सबसे important तो है the regions in news which were conflicted. Catalonia of Spain was conflicted. Amhara of Spain was conflicted. Then Anatolia Plateau was conflicted. Ukraine, if Ukraine, it's such a big country, it is not a region, right? So such a big country was conflicted, so its border areas were asked. Red Sea militancy was happening, so Red Sea पे geography पे question पूछ लिया था कि Red Sea has no major river coming in, no major precipitation happening. That is why it is one of the most saline areas of the world, right? That was asked. Then I have told you important theme, 2 important regions of the world, highly conflicted but resource rich. One is Congo Basin. Many times I have asked question on Congo. That is why whenever you see Congo in the option and you don't know the answer, you can safely go for Congo because in most of the cases Congo has been the answer. This is something that I am telling you statistically. Second, Mediterranean region. Second is the Mediterranean region. So the bordering countries, the eastern areas, the western areas. What is the Levant region? What is Levant region? What is this region? The whole of Mediterranean or the east part of Mediterranean? East part of Mediterranean, right? And if I have to really predict on this, one is to understand the language of the paper, language of the examiner through which I will be able to eliminate. Second would be, I should know which is the most conflicted region. The most conflicted region is West Asia, which is towards the east of Mediterranean. So obviously, उसी पे सबसे ज़्यादा question है ना statistically. So I would go for that one, right? Then Please read about the drying lakes because 2 times they have asked. RLC pe they have asked question, Lake Faguebin they have asked question. Why? Because they were drying lakes. So just type it down on Google, drying lakes of the world. It will give you a list of 20 lakes. So note down the lake and the place where it belongs to. Next, when we talk about the world rivers, we have to figure out 2 things. One, the point of their origin and the source of their drain. Where are they originating from? Where are they draining? No need to read about the tributaries, associated dams, associated national parks, because it will get very trivial and it will get very difficult for you to remember it as well. But the major rivers, for example, Congo River, Zambezi River, so where is it originating? Where is it draining? Larger oceans में drain करेंगे, तो कहाँ drain कर रहे हैं उनके notes बना के रखने हैं. सिर्फ यही दोनों चीजें करनी है for 2 variables for world rivers. Then important seas and their bordering countries. This question they have asked about 8 times in geography in the last 20 years. 8 times in geography. Important seas, for example, Red Sea, Black Sea, Mediterranean Sea. So what are the countries? You have to match it up. What are the rivers flowing into these seas that you have to match it up? ठीक है, तो seas prepare करना है, drying lakes prepare करना है हमें, ठीक है, and the important geographical areas which I'll be showing. Next is Indian perspective. So Indian perspective say the following chapters are there. अब इन सारे chapters में what are the themes that have been asked? So please note it down or take screenshot. So in places they have asked about rivers and to match the river with the lake associated with it. So you remember the question of Jhelum and Vular and Gandak and Kavar Tal, जिसका आंसर काफ़ी डिबेटेबल हो गया था. But when we are reading about Indian rivers, we have to read various variables around it, not just the source and the drain, but we have to read the national park around it, major city around it. That question was asked. Hampi was asked. Hampi was in Malaprabha or Tungabhadra? Hampi is located in which river? Which basin? Tungabhadra or Malaprabha? Tungabhadra, exactly. So similarly, important sites, important cities, important hydroelectric power plants, important lakes, whatever is associated with that particular river, try to figure that out. So in India, in the river system, we have to be very thorough because there are hardly 9 rivers are there. 9 rivers, 6 variables each. Hardly 50 around data, 50 to 60 data आपको याद करना है. Mostly आपको याद भी होगा. ठीक है? So rivers, lakes, this has been asked. Reservoirs, जैसे इंदिरा गांधी कोई डैम बना हुआ है, कोई बहुत बड़ा लेक है, कोई रिजर्वॉयर है, मैन मेड है, कंस्ट्रक्टेड है, तो वो और उनके states. This also has been asked in the last 7 years. Then they have asked 2 times about the canyon and the state, which is Gandikota Canyon, and the state in which it is located and the river which creates it. So Gandikota Canyon is created by which river, students? Pennar river, very good. Pennar is a tributary of Kaveri, yes or no? Pennar is a tributary of Kaveri. No? Very good, excellent. And where does it drain? Arabian Sea or Bay of Bengal? Bay of Bengal, excellent. Proud of you all. बहुत बढ़िया पढ़ाई चल रही है. तो चलो अब नेक्स्ट देख लेते हैं रिवर्स. नाउ दे वुड बी आस्किंग यू वन मोर थिंग, वेदर दिस रिवर इज ओरिजिनेटिंग फ्रॉम ईस्टर्न घाट और वेस्टर्न घाट. तो ये भी एक फिगर आउट करके रखना. डेक्कन के आप बहुत सारे रिवर्स पढ़ोगे. सो वन मोर वेरिएबल, वेदर ओरिजिनेटिंग फ्रॉम वेस्टर्न घाट और ईस्टर्न घाट, बिकॉज दिस ऑफन गेट्स वेरी कंफ्यूजिंग. Second, they would be asking whether it is getting drained into Arabian Sea or Bay of Bengal. So the flow of river, the direction of river is also very important. Direction of river, this is something that, this is a variable we generally don't read about. In which direction is that river flowing? Northern direction, southern direction, east, west, crossing the Tropic of Cancer twice. ठीक है? Next, lakes. In the lakes, they have asked about 3 things. They have given you different kind of names and options में था कि ये क्या है. तो these are the saline lakes. Those were the saline lakes. So they have asked about the saline lakes of India. They have asked about the drying lakes of India. They have asked you about the artificial lakes of India. So when I am preparing lakes, देखो क्या क्या पूछ लिया. Nature of the lake पूछा and पूछा river associated with that lake. Got it? Everyone? Then they have asked question on Indus river, Teesta river, Brahmaputra river. ठीक है? एंड डेकन रिवर्स तो आपको सारी पढ़नी है, नॉर्थ टू साउथ अरेंज करना है, ट्रिब्यूटरी है कि नहीं वो अरेंज करना है. दे हैव आल्सो अबाउट ग्लेशियर्स एसोसिएटेड विद द रिवर. ठीक है, चलो, these are the areas which have been asked. Now in the climate section, mostly the question has been around what supports Indian monsoon and what doesn't support. For example, IOD, Indian Ocean Dipole, El Nino, La Nina phenomena. They have asked you about the correlation of Himalayas and their correlation with rainfall pattern. They have asked about the locational pattern of rainfall and the factors responsible for good rainfall, which is good monsoon. So mostly questions have been around monsoon only. तो monsoon अच्छे से prepare करेंगे, causative factors of monsoon अच्छे से prepare करेंगे, and we will learn about isotherms. However, this comes under world climate category, but please read about the isotherms of India also. This question has not been asked, but UPSC is throwing us the clues, na? Ki they have been asking question twice of isotherms, so they might be asking of particularly for India, right? So isotherms is a good theme to prepare for. Next is soil and vegetation. अब soil and vegetation is a very very important theme, but very underrated one also. ठीक है, बहुत सारे लोग पढ़ते नहीं है, but so many times they've asked you about कि this teak is prevalent in which type of forest, or they have suggested 3 species of trees. And then they have asked इनमें से कौन सी deciduous है, इसमें से कौन सी evergreen है, पूछा हुआ है ना क्वेश्चन, मोरिंगा evergreen है कि नहीं है, सैंडलवुड डेसिडस है कि नहीं है, ये सब पूछा हुआ है ना, हिमालयाज में है कि साउथ इंडिया में है, ये सब पूछा हुआ है. सो रीड अबाउट द क्लाइमेट, देन रीड अबाउट द वेजिटेशन एसोसिएटेड विद इट. वेजिटेशन इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थीम. अगेन बहुत सारे लोग पढ़ के जाते ही नहीं है, तो हमें पता नहीं होता कि जैक फ्रूट जो एक्चुअली सबके घरों में है, इट इज एन एवरग्रीन ट्री, इट इज नॉट अ डेसिडस ट्री. Can they integrate ocean current and monsoon deeply? They have never integrated anything very deeply actually. They would be asking you just the correlation. Next, the kind of forest that you should be particularly preparing for, deciduous forest and the evergreen forest. One very good question that has been asked, and I would want all of you to answer this. So with respect to the area of the vegetation, which of the following vegetation is most prevalent or present in highest percentage in India and in world? Can you tell me? अच्छा चलो ये बताओ, इंडिया में कौन सा वेजिटेशन टाइप सबसे ज्यादा प्रेवलेंट है? ये तो सब बता सकते हैं. Everybody can tell this. Decidus moist. It's very good. Decidus moist. That was the precise answer. Excellent. Next, what is the most prevalent vegetation in the world? Coniferous forest. Excellent. बहुत ही बढ़िया बच्चे हो आप लोग, तो बहुत ही बढ़िया. Boreal or coniferous, both of them are correct. But in UPSC, correct answer was coniferous forest. ठीक है, both the questions have been asked. तो हमें vegetation भी अच्छे से पढ़ना है. Then when we are reading about cultivation, generally they have asked about the cash crops. Cash crops में कौन से states कैसा perform करते हैं, India as a exporter कैसा उसमें perform कर रहा है, which is a major producer. So they have mostly asked about the cash crops or the commercial crops, which are, of course, they have asked about sugarcane, they have asked about cotton, they have asked about tea, they have asked about coffee. Last year they have asked about turmeric. They have asked about turmeric also. India is the largest producer of turmeric. Yes or no? Yes or no? More than 60% of the total production of turmeric in the world is done by India. And which is a major turmeric producing state, if anybody could tell? It is Maharashtra. Very good. It is Maharashtra. Excellent. बहुत बढ़िया preparation है. Very good. Now, so हम क्या करेंगे, हमें इन्हीं lines में, then they have also asked about rubber. So anything which is, so minerals में हमने देखा critical minerals are more important, and crops में हमने देखा the MSP crops are more important. Crops which are mentioned in MSP and the commercial crops. इनकी list बनाओ, मेजर प्रोड्यूसर्स लिखो, एक मैप डाल दो वहाँ पे, और देखो कि इंडिया इसमें एक्सपोर्ट कैसे कर रही है, इंडिया का प्रोडक्शन रेट एंड एक्सपोर्ट रेट या फिर उसकी रैंक कैसी है. ओनली दीज 4 वेरिएबल्स आर रिक्वायर्ड. ऑल्सो वन मोर थिंग, वेदर इट इज कवर्ड इन एमएसपी और नॉट. ये 5 वेरिएबल्स करके टेबल क्रिएट करो. एनीवे दिस इज द डे एंड एज ऑफ चैट जीपीटी. जस्ट गिव द प्रॉम्प्ट एंड वेरीफाई द डेटा. वुड बी बेटर इफ यू यूज ग्रॉक में जल्दी वेरीफाई हो जाता है. ये 5 वेरिएबल्स डालो and try to figure out for all the commercial crops. You will be done and dusted. आपका फिनिश हो जाएगा. Got it? The 5 variables are, first of all, the largest producer of that crop in the world, India's rank in the term of production, then a map of that crop distribution across different states, whether it is included in MSP or not, and what is the rank of India with respect to its export. And one more thing, what are the growing conditions? 6 variables हो गए. What are the growth conditions? That was also asked. ठीक है, the soil condition, the temperature and the rainfall conditions. ठीक है, चलो. अब मुझे बताओ कि population and settlement में across 7 years कौन सी themes पूछी गई है? Across 7 years. पता है कितनी themes पूछी है? Only one theme. ये second तो मैंने add कर दिया, you know, this code and the other one, which is not even of India. ठीक है? So only one question was asked in 2020, which is about PVTGs. So just prepare PVTGs and the PVTG tribes. How many PVTGs are there in India? 75. उसमें 95 दिया था, बस वही स्टेटमेंट गलत था. तो आप उसको नोट करते जाओ. अब ये मत सोचो कि आप जाके एनालिसिस करोगे. When I am narrating, take down the notes. ओके, तो पॉपुलेशन एंड सेटलमेंट इंडिया का भी नहीं देखना है, वर्ल्ड का तो छोड़ दो, इंडिया का भी हमें नहीं देखना है अभी. When we will finish the Indian geography and the world geography and the areas that I have told. Okay, should we remember mineral reserve regions or top mineral producing India and world? Yeah, you have to do that because they have been asking about cobalt का उन्होंने पूछा था जिसका आंसर कॉन्गो था. Then they have asked about cocoa, they have asked about in minerals they have asked about lithium, they have asked about एक question था, it was in the year of 1999 maybe, and this question was about iron and copper, and even they asked about I'm forgetting, this one more mineral was asked, diamond was also asked, diamond तो we recently saw. So ये सारी चीज़ें they have been asking. ठीक है, GM crops in current development, no, they have never asked it. They have not asked it. Monazite sand, exactly. Monazite sand, very good. I'll tell you कि minerals में हमें कौन से करना है. अभी मैं उस slide तक गई नहीं हूँ, but चलो मैं आपको बता ही देती हूँ just to save your time. 2 kind of minerals you particularly have to remember. One, the radioactive minerals. Essentially, uranium, thorium, इन्हीं पे ज़्यादा question पूछे हुए हैं. जैसे कि अभी one of our friend has highlighted the monazite sand, right? So radioactive minerals and critical minerals, सिर्फ इनकी लिस्ट हमें क्रिएट करनी है with maps. ठीक है, इसके बियॉन्ड नहीं आता है क्वेश्चन. ओके, चलिए. नाउ अच्छा, दे हैव बीन आस्किंग यू क्वेश्चन अबाउट द कमर्शियल क्रॉप्स हैव हाइलाइटेड. एनिमल स्पीशीज, some important endemic animal species. I would say there are fewer endemic species in India like Nilgiri Teher, है ना? तो just take down a list of all the endemic species, the species which are native to India. Just read that. ठीक है, उसकी लिस्ट एक बना के रख लो. बाकी सारे वैसे भी जैसे आप स्टेटमेंट देखोगे, इट इज नेटिव टू इंडिया. इफ दिस स्पीशी डजंट कम अंडर योर एंडेमिक की लिस्ट, देन कट इट डाउन. वो स्टेटमेंट वैसे ही गलत है, बहुत सारे गलत है. उन्होंने मोरिंगा ड्रमस्टिक के बारे में पूछा, दैट स्पीशी नेटिव टू इंडिया, नो. दे हैव आस्क्ड अबाउट एन एनिमल स्पीशी, मार्सुपियल नेटिव टू इंडिया, नो. ठीक है, जनरली नेटिव वाला गलत ही जाता है, एंडेमिक गलत ही जाता है. बट व्हाट इफ दे आस्क यू टुमारो 3 statements, all of them having endemic keyword, तो हम कैसे करेंगे? तो इसीलिए जो endemic species है इंडिया की, both trees and you know your animal, try to create a list of that. Okay, चलो ये भी नोट डाउन कर लिया. अब हम देख रहे हैं मिनरल्स एंड एनर्जी रिसोर्सेज में. सो इसमें उन्होंने जनरली क्या पूछा हुआ है? So mostly they have asked about the rare earth minerals. Mostly rare earth minerals. Other things are generally the installed capacity of wind, of solar, of thermal, etc. Okay? So these are the following sources which you can refer for preparing for geography. However, according to me, one map which you are ignoring again and again, so that one map would save you, but it should be you know, arranged systematically. And your basic book of NCERT. NCERT is a must. Please आप NCERT पढ़िए, उसको ignore नहीं करिए, बस उसको apply करना सीखिए. Just learn the application part of NCERT. See, we are not in 10th standard, we are not in 12th standard. They'll be asking verbatim question from NCERT, but they've been kind enough. In continental drift theory question, verbatim statement was put up from NCERT, and you will see more questions like that. But we can't expect UPSC to give us, you know, those chocolates कि बहुत ही सिंपल सा कोई क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया आपको खुश करने के लिए. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. क्वेश्चंस वुड बी आस्किंग, चेकिंग योर बेसिक नॉलेज ओनली, बट क्वेश्चंस वुड बी एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड. सो हैव दैट एक्सपेक्टेशन. इसीलिए बार बार रिवाइज करिए. ठीक है, NCERT एग्जैक्टली फ्रॉम क्लास 9 टू क्लास 12 इज गुड इनफ. you can again discount the human geography part as of now. Okay. So again, take down the screenshot of this thing. For physical features in world, you have to prepare for lakes, rivers, seas, mountains and deserts. ठीक है, ये मैंने लास्ट ईयर भी बताया था, तो एंडीज माउंटेन रेंज आ भी गया था. ठीक है, अब डेजर्ट्स भी आ सकता है, तो प्लीज़ डेजर्ट पढ़ लीजिए. नेक्स्ट, इंडिया में मैंने आपको बताया था रिवर्स एंड माउंटेन रेंजेस आर मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट. ठीक है, माउंटेन रेंजेस आर मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट. रिवर्स में बहुत सारे वेरिएबल्स मैंने आपको बताए थे. अगर किसी ने नहीं देखा है तो अच्छा, दिस इज द एविडेंस हाउ सो मेनी रिवर्स हैव बीन रिपीटेडली आस्क्ड. इंडस रिवर सिस्टम, ठीक है. देन द डेक्कन रिवर्स विच आर ओरिजिनेटिंग फ्रॉम ईस्टर्न घाट विच फ्लोज अबव द अरुणाचल प्रदेश. ठीक है, which of the following, sorry, which flows through Arunachal Pradesh, then which of the following are tributaries of Godavari. ठीक है, इसमें पेन्नार आप एलिमिनेट कर दो. पेन्नार was again repeated over here. पेन्नार has been asked repeatedly. ठीक है, then again you know this question was asked. The lake and the river I have already told you. ठीक है, will you do a similar session for the other subjects? Yes, yes. The next session will be on economy. Okay, I'll be taking up that also. So this is how I have created notes for all the rivers, so you can do it yourself as well. So what are the areas we have tried to cover? First of all, what is the source? Let's say we are dealing with Kaveri river. First source ताल कावेरी. ठीक है, ताल कावेरी. फिर उसके बाद ये कहाँ ड्रेन हो रहा है? अब जहाँ ड्रेन हो रहा है वहाँ एक मेजर सिटी है पोम्पुहार. ठीक है, पोम्पुहार. देन इसमें और क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है कि इसकी लेंथ कितनी है, इसका डायरेक्शन ऑफ फ्लो कैसा है, इसके बारे में कोई इंपॉर्टेंट चीज. इट्स अ पेरेनियल रिवर. व्हाई इज इट पेरेनियल? बिकॉज इट गेट्स मॉनसून साउथ वेस्ट ऑल्सो, नॉर्थ ईस्ट ऑल्सो. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट, एनी करंट अफेयर रिलेटेड टू दिस रिवर, वॉज इट इन न्यूज? देन मेजर सिटीज रिलेटेड टू इट. ठीक है, मेजर सिटीज रिलेटेड टू कावेरी रिवर. कैन एनीबडी टेल मी इज मैसूर सिटी लोकेटेड इन द बैंक ऑफ कावेरी रिवर? मैसूर सिटी, एनीबडी? No, very good, excellent. बहुत ही मतलब this is crazy. These students are very direct and now they have changed trend, isn't it? Which question is direct? They have no, these questions are not at all direct. And they would be asking the same pattern again. See, the questions are not direct. They are complicated because of the number of options. So now you have to check knowledge of not just one variable, but आपको तीनों का पता होना चाहिए. Right? So, क्वेश्चंस वुड बी ऑफ द सेम नेचर ओनली, स्पेशली रिवर्स का सेम ही पैटर्न आप एक्सपेक्ट करो. बट क्या याद करके रखो? मेजर सिटीज़, उनके अराउंड नेशनल पार्क याद करके रखो. ये पूछा जा सकता है मुझे लगता है. ठीक है, ट्रिब्यूटरीज, लेफ्ट एंड राइट बैंक, ये भी याद करने का ट्राई करो. ये बिल्कुल रिपीट हो सकता है साल. तो कुछ एक्रोनिम क्रिएट कर दो. जैसे मैंने एक्रोनिम क्रिएट किया था कि ही हैज़ स्ट्रॉन्ग आर्म्स, लेफ्ट बैंक ट्रिब्यूटरी फॉर कावेरी. ठीक है, सिमिलरली राइट बैंक ट्रिब्यूटरी. ठीक है, सिमिलरली क्रिएट फॉर हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक पावर प्रोजेक्ट्स, देन क्रिएट फॉर वाटरफॉल्स. Got it? देखो मैं एक बार आपको वर्ल्ड रिवर्स बता देती हूँ जस्ट टू वेरीफाई वॉट एवर आई वॉज सेइंग हैज सम क्रेडिबिलिटी टू इट. सो द रिवर्स फ्लोज इनटू द फॉलोइंग रिवर्स, और what are the rivers belong, or which of the following is a part of Congo basin? Same things have been asked. Same things have been asked. So you can take screenshot of this map, or I'll just send the PDF of this session. So आपको इसमें पता चल जाएगा कौन से लेक से पास हो रहा है, ओरिजिन क्या है एंड ड्रेन कहाँ पे हो रहा है. बस ओनली दैट, दिस मच इज इंपॉर्टेंट. These are the places in news that have been asked. Levant पूछा हुआ है, conflicted areas पूछा है, just to show you that you know these things have been important. Now the question paper of 2024. Now the question paper of 2024. Now we are not going to solve it fully, but I'm just going to highlight the following things. First, can you see that the question of isotherm has been repeated? Isotherm deviate to north and towards the south in the continent, and the statement that I gave you, Gulf Stream, North Atlantic, same पूछा हुआ है. ठीक है, पिछले साल का ही है, 2024 का ही है. नेक्स्ट, thickness of troposphere at the equator is much greater as compared to pole because at equator heat is transported to greater heights by stronger convectional current. Where will you find stronger convectional current? Wherever there is higher heat. More heat means, अच्छा मुझे एक बात बताओ जरा. One question I would like to ask. This is a fun fact also. Is there any place along the equator which can see ice? Is it possible to have snow on the same latitude of equator? And which is that place? Which is that place? Alpine? Equator beta, equator. That place is Ecuador. In the mountains of Ecuador, you will be able to find some snow, and this country lies on the equator itself. Okay, another very simple question. अभी कोई मुझे जैसे पूछ रहा था कि मैम दिस क्वेश्चन इज वेरी डायरेक्ट, डू दे आस्क क्वेश्चन लाइक दिस? 2024 क्वेश्चन. You just have to arrange the sequence of tributaries of Ganga from west to east. Which of the following is the answer? Gomti, Ghagra, Gandak and Kosi. This is the answer. ठीक है, चलो. अब rainfall is one of the reasons for weathering of rock. Rainwater contains carbon dioxide. Rainwater contains atmospheric oxygen. Many. अच्छा, मुझे इसका जरा आंसर पहले बताओ. Then I'll tell you how you would get it incorrect. How many of you would have got it incorrect? First statement though, don't even check. Second and third, tell me which of the following is correct and which is not. Rainwater contain carbon dioxide solution, correct? Correct. Carbonic acid, correct? Correct. Everyone? Second statement is correct or not? Rainwater contains atmospheric oxygen. But which of the following explains the weathering of rock? Which of the following explains weathering of rock? Two means both, na? No, both the statements, because both of them have certain chemical. Oxygen is also a chemical, oxidize कर देगा. Carbon dioxide is a chemical, reduce कर देगा, oxidize कर देगा. Both of them are correct. Generally, हम statement third को गलत कर देते हैं कि it doesn't explain statement number 1. But that process is known as overthinking. Okay? चलो. Next question. Then this question about Red Sea was asked. Now another trend is emerging which is asking question on 3 variables. See, Central Asia, Europe, Alps, blockchain, mountain. ये तो बहुत easy है ना? Alps blockchain है क्या? Alps तो fold mountain है. Andes कैसा है? Fold mountain है. The above two are basically wrong. Got it? Chalo. Now they have asked you a question about the important seas. Important seas includes this North Sea. North Sea was pretty much in news. Why? Because usme the melting of the ice was leading to emergence of new trade routes, right? So how many countries surround the North Sea? See, it is very difficult to remember all the countries which are surrounding any particular sea unless you create some acronym around you, which means, for example, Black Sea है. तो Black Sea के लिए हम क्या acronym use करते हैं? Burger Tea. ठीक है, या आप कोई और यूज़ करते होंगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अरल सी के लिए इट्स कजाकिस्तान एंड कजाकिस्तान एंड उज़्बेकिस्तान, सो जनरली वी रिमेंबर इट एज यूके, राइट? सिमिलरली वी हैव टू क्रिएट वन फॉर नॉर्थ सी, बट लेट्स से नहीं क्रिएट हो रहा है. वेरी हाई मगअप टास्क मैम. नो, इट्स नॉट हाई मगअप टास्क. इट्स वेरी, मतलब इट्स वेरी स्मॉल ओनली. वी डोंट हैव टू रिमेंबर फॉर एवरीथिंग ना, ओनली फॉर मेजर सीज. नॉर्थ सी वॉज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सी. So anyway, what I'm saying is, अगर acronym नहीं create हो रहा है तो at least see the exceptions. Which of the following countries are there which are not bordering the North Sea? So it could be, it is Finland, it is Russia. They don't border the North Sea. Even if you eliminate these things, you will come to the right answer. Got it? So हमें exceptions भी सारे seas के ना याद करके रख लेने चाहिए. ठीक है, चलिए. अच्छा, अब जैसे मैंने आपको इक्वेटर, द कंट्रीज पासिंग थ्रू इक्वेटर, दैट आई हैव टोल्ड यू, बट दैट शुड ट्रिगर अनदर क्यूरियोसिटी विद इन यू कि व्हाट आर द कंट्रीज विच गोज थ्रू ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैप्रिकॉर्न और ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर. दिस इज ऑल्सो समथिंग वी शुड बी रीडिंग. एंड देन यू शुड ऑल्सो बी रीडिंग द स्टेट्स ऑफ इंडिया एंड हाउ मेनी स्टेट्स ऑफ इंडिया देयर विच passes through ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर, and which of the following states are above it and below it, and is there any river which is crossing or which is cutting the tropic of cancer. These are the things. So one theme could trigger a lot of areas of curiosity, and this is how preparation and especially the brainstorming of PYQ should be done. Okay, then again a very important question, 21st June का question बार बार पूछा जाता है. ठीक है, बार बार पूछा जाता है. 21st जून में क्या होता है? इक्विनॉक्स होता है, सोल्स्टाइस होता है. सोल्स्टाइस होता है, समर सोल्स्टाइस होता है या विंटर सोल्स्टाइस होता है? Which solstice happens? summer solstice, very good. What does it mean? What does it mean that summer solstice is happening? What does it mean? Sun is overhead at what latitude? Sun is overhead at what latitude? Tropic of Cancer. Very good. So during this time you will find 24 hours of insolation in the Arctic Circle, and you will find more than good amount of sunlight, more than 12 hours of sunlight in the Tropic of Cancer region. Okay? Now, why am I emphasizing on this concept? Because they have multiple times asked about equinoxes and especially solstices questions. In fact, 21st of June is their favorite date. Many a times the question is either summer solstice, around it. हो सकता है आपसे ये पूछ ले कि solar declination angle क्या होता है at summer solstice. हो सकता है आपसे subpolar point पूछ ले summer solstice पे. These are advanced concepts which we'll be reading in the test series in the classes anyway. But try to read about at least the solstice concept and what does it mean and what implication it has. अगर आपके concept clear होंगे तो आपके question बना लोगे. ठीक है? चलो. Now okay, we have seen the different types of question. Now different types of sources that can help you. So in the Step Up Mentorship Program, these are the workbooks that we have given. Okay, these are the workbooks wherein we have given different climatic regions and we have told the various details of all the climatic regions. So you can also create something like this of your own. Okay, these are the important areas which you have to prepare, especially mapping ke respect mein. Only these 10 areas have to be finished. Mapping per se. Okay, so if you want to curate the maps, curate for them first. Got it? Next. Mostly when they ask about Indian physiography or they ask about Indian structure, this is something that they have been mostly asking. The extreme points, Tropic of Cancer, कोई एक reference point ले लेंगे, फिर उसके around पूछेंगे कि चलो बताओ ईस्टर्न घाट में कितने states होते हैं, Tropic of Cancer में कितने state होते हैं, ईस्टर्न मोस्ट कौन सा है, वेस्टर्न मोस्ट कौन सा है, मणिपुर से मुझे केरला जाना है तो मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ स्टेट्स कौन से ट्रैवल करने हैं. इसीलिए मैं बोल रही हूँ कि ये मैप को देखना है. Just by seeing this map every day for 10 minutes, you will be able to figure out a lot of answers. ठीक है? So India का map reference point से सीखना है. These are the PYQs that have been asked. ठीक है? Metro cities on a longitude, exactly, very good, that has been asked. ठीक है? Now very simple question, hills के बारे में मैंने आपको theme बताई हुई है. Hills is a very important theme. So they have asked question on this. Which is the southernmost hill? It's Cardamom, but here they have written Seshachalam. So this is incorrect. ठीक है? फिर देखो उन्होंने क्या पूछा, अमरकंटक hills are at the confluence of Vindhya and Sahyadri. But Sahyadri is here. Sahyadri is not in Madhya Pradesh, it is Vindhya and Satpura. ठीक है? Then Biligiri Rangan hills constitute the easternmost part of Satpura. अब ये तो change हो गया ना, because Billi Rangan hills आपको दिख रहा है कि it is, even if आपको नाम से नहीं पता, but ये तो दिख रहा है कि South Indian है. अब South Indian name मध्य प्रदेश के hill में कैसे आ सकता है? Again common sense. So even if I don't know the answer, I know बहुत सारा common sense हमारा exam में नहीं apply होता है. It's very easy to say it right now when I'm not giving the paper, but it becomes easy for you also. How am I able to become so confident on this? Because I have read it. I have read more than 10,000 questions overall, and that is why I could figure out things just by looking at the statements. And so can you if you can also hit the mark of 6,000. जब आप बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन करने लगते हैं तो अपने आप ही यू गेट दिस कॉमन सेंस एंड द कॉमन सेंस दिस मसल ऑफ कॉमन सेंस इट स्ट्रेंथेन्स अल्टीमेटली बिकॉज यू आर प्रैक्टिसिंग अ लॉट. गॉट इट? चलिए, देन दे हैव आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन अबाउट द फॉलोइंग थिंग्स. रिवर्स हैज बीन अ वेरी important theme. The glacier question has been asked. Here Milam was wrong. Milam was Gauri Ganga. ठीक है? Siachen was correct. Zemu was not Manas river, right? And then the famous place, इसमें हम्पी वाला गलत था, इसमें मलप्रभा था, तुंगभद्रा होना चाहिए था. ठीक है? So these are the things that they have been asking. Again, in the ecological zones, they have asked about the different type of vegetations and the climatic patterns, climatic regions. Savanna बहुत पूछा हुआ है. Rain forest, दो चीज़ें बहुत पूछी हैं, savanna and rain forest. So what are the causative factors और उनके distinctive feature क्या है? जैसे rain forest area का क्या है? That the soil is very low on productivity, very poor soil quality is there. Second, epiphytic growth is there. These are the distinctive features. So इसको note down कर लो. Similarly, they have asked question कि which of the following have led to the creation of savanna overall? Savanna किस वजह से बना है? Burrowing termites, fire, grazing herbivores, seasonal rainfall, soil properties. What do you think? What do you think is the answer? What do you think is the answer to this question? Savanna कैसे बना है? Savanna grasslands are a result of what? Hello, have you slept? Hello, everyone? Only Ganesh is answering. Arey, burrowing animals and termites are everywhere. They are not supposed to create a good vegetation, na? A prolonged vegetation. So you will eliminate number 1. Then we have to check for soil properties. Soil properties, there could be different type of soil within the same type of vegetation. That is also not right. So the correct answer is fire, grazing herbivore, seasonal rainfall. This is the answer. C is the correct answer. Very good. ठीक है, चलो अब हम नेचुरल वेजिटेशन की सिर्फ थीम देख रहे हैं. मैं सॉल्व नहीं करा रही हूँ, ऑलरेडी काफी टाइम हो गया है, बस आप इसको नोट करते जाओ. अब उन्होंने क्या पूछा? नेशनल पार्क पूछा अक्रॉस क्लाइमेटिक रीजन. कौन से नेशनल पार्क में तीनों क्लाइमेटिक रीजन दिख रहे हैं? सब ट्रॉपिकल, टेम्परेट, आर्कटिक. आंसर इज नामदफा नेशनल पार्क, विच इज लोकेटेड इन नामदफा इज लोकेटेड इन अरुणाचल प्रदेश. Next, they have asked about tiger reserve, and the tiger reserve has to be matched with the states in which they belong to. ठीक है, so the following match the column has been asked. तो tiger reserves पूछा हुआ है, not just national park. अब आपसे रामसर साइड भी पूछ सकते हैं. ठीक है, then teak is a dominant tree species of which of the following forest? Of deciduous forest. teak. ठीक है, next they have asked about the following trees and you have to match it up with whether it is a deciduous tree or not. So which of the following is not a deciduous tree, students? ये क्वेश्चन सबसे ज़्यादा गलत गया था, सबसे ज़्यादा गलत गया था सबका. कौन सा, क्या आंसर है इसका? डेसिडस. सब सारे डेसिडस हैं क्या? सारे डेसिडस है? जैक फ्रूट इज नॉट डेसिडस. ठीक है, चलो. रेड सैंडस पूछा हुआ है. रेड सैंडस के बारे में बोला हुआ है स्पीशी फाउंड इन अ पार्ट ऑफ साउथ इंडिया, वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट ट्रीज इन द ट्रॉपिकल रेन फॉरेस्ट. अगेन अगर आप क्लाइमेट टाइप पढ़ेंगे तो आपको स्पीशी पढ़नी है. मैंने आपको बताया स्पीशी पढ़ोगे तो आप अपने आप इसको आंसर कर दोगे. साउथ इंडिया में एवरग्रीन फॉरेस्ट कहाँ से आ जाएगा? नॉट पॉसिबल, राइट? सो इट बिलोंग्स टू ड्राई डेसिडस ऑफ तेलंगाना. ठीक है, अब सिमिलरली अगेन सैंडलवुड क्वेश्चन पूछा हुआ है. इनमें से कौन सी ट्री स्पीशी is not found in Himalayas? So sandalwood is found in Himalayas, it is found in South India. So obviously eliminate third and you will get the answer. ठीक है, तो क्वेश्चन बहुत डिफिकल्ट है नहीं. नेशनल पार्क को हमें रिवर के साथ मैच करना था. मैंने अभी आपको बताया कि रिवर्स के थ्रू हमें क्या क्या चीज़ें पढ़नी है. तो अगेन दैट वुड बी हेल्पफुल टू यू. समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को? ठीक है, चलिए. एनीवे फॉर फर्दर प्रैक्टिस दिस एंटायर PDF विल बी गिवन टू यू. दिस इज अबाउट कमर्शियल क्रॉप्स. आई टोल्ड यू अबाउट डिफरेंट क्रॉप्स, देयर MSPs. ठीक है, एंड दिस इज़ हाउ यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर फॉर एनी क्रॉप. मैंने वेरिएबल्स डाल के रखे हुए हैं, आप ये सैम्पल से देख सकते हैं. यू कैन क्रिएट वन फॉर योर सेल्फ ऑल्सो. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था ये सैम्पल है. ठीक है, अक्रॉस ऑल द क्रॉप्स. NCERT की सुप्रीमेसी है अनडाउटेडली. लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस हैव बीन डायरेक्टली पिक्ड फ्रॉम NCERT, इंक्लूडिंग दिस क्वेश्चन. इल्मेनाइट रूटाइल मैम कहाँ मिलेगा? तो ये NCERT में डला हुआ है. This is present in the NCERT and anyway it was a critical mineral. So जो भी आपको critical mineral दिख रहा है उसको मार्क कर दो. Not just critical, इसमें से odd one out करो. एल्यूमिनियम, कॉपर, आयरन के बीच में टाइटेनियम क्या कर रहा है? It's an odd one out. So this is the answer. ठीक है, चलिए. Again see, they have asked about cobalt, they have asked about titanium, they have asked about uranium, they have asked about rare earth monazite. ठीक है, they have asked about uranium, they have asked about coal. कोल के बारे में भी काफ़ी पूछा है. ठीक है, कोल इज ऑल्सो एन इम्पॉर्टेंट. ओके, आई एम नॉट जंपिंग फास्ट बिकॉज माई एनर्जी इज लो. आई एम जंपिंग फास्ट बिकॉज द टाइम इज ओवर. सो आई एम ट्राइंग टू सेव योर टाइम. दैट इज वाई आई एम जंपिंग लिटिल फास्ट. ओके, नथिंग अबाउट माई एनर्जी. बट एनी वे आई हैव बीन स्पीकिंग सिंस लॉन्ग एंड यू आर एबल टू अप्रिशिएट वॉट आई एम टीचिंग यू. ठीक है, कि कोल इज एन इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया एंड ऑल द इंपॉर्टेंट मिनरल्स दैट आई हैव मेड यू जॉट डाउन. प्लीज़ उसको लिस्ट डाउन करो और उसके नोट्स क्रिएट करिए जैसे मैंने आपको बताया हुआ है. ठीक है, मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस आर कमिंग इन दैट रिगार्ड्स ओनली. अब देखिए पोर्ट भी पूछा हुआ है. दिस वाज वन ऑफ द अनकन्वेंशनल क्वेश्चन, बट येस इन ट्रांसपोर्ट एरियाज दे हैव आस्क्ड अबाउट कॉरिडोर्स, इंपॉर्टेंट कॉरिडोर्स लाइक गोल्डन क्वाड्रिलेटरल, ईस्ट वेस्ट कॉरिडोर, ट्राइलेटरल हाईवे. ठीक है, एंड द BCIM कॉरिडोर. The important major corridors, their related countries and states, something that they have asked. And they have asked about the port and why is it well known for. अब इसमें सबसे basic था यार, कामराजार and मुंद्रा port तो सही था. Third statement, Visakhapatnam port is not the largest container port. Because if this is the largest container port, then where will the Jawaharlal Nehru port will go? The Nhava Sheva port, the JNPT port, that is the largest container port of India. वो क्या करे, वो अपनी जॉब छोड़ दे? नहीं. तो ये बहुत बेसिक फैक्ट था, बहुत बेसिक, कि लार्जेस्ट क्या है. ठीक है, तो इसका आंसर है ओनली 2. ठीक है, दिस इज रिलेटेड टू ट्राइब्स. वेरी फ्यू क्वेश्चंस हैव बीन आस्क्ड, सो वी आर नॉट गोइंग इनटू इट. ठीक है, पीवीटीजीज के बारे में पूछा हुआ है, मैंने आपको बताया था. 21 ऑफ दिसंबर से रिलेटेड, नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर में लॉन्गेस्ट डे कब होता है. फिर उन्होंने पूछा 21 जून को क्या होता है. फिर उन्होंने पूछा कि 21 जून में सन कहाँ होता है. सेम क्वेश्चन अगेन एंड अगेन दे हैव बीन आस्किंग. हाँ, ancient ports, but ancient ports they have asked only twice in the last 20 years, asked only twice. So आप पढ़ लो, nothing wrong in that, but more important is the major ports of India. ठीक है, then basic NCERT would help you in figuring out this question. Primary waves, secondary waves, love waves, Rayleigh waves, right? Then magnetic field, reversal of magnetic field was in news. And so therefore this question was created. अब इसमें जो fact वाला था वो गलत था, which is when the earth was created it had more than 54% of the oxygen. ऐसा था क्या? Primordial atmosphere में 54% ऑक्सीजन था, अभी नहीं है, अभी नहीं है जब इतने पेड़ हैं, right? So again second statement was incorrect, the other two were right. ठीक है, चलिए. Similarly this question was asked about insolation. अभी इंसुलेशन वाले क्वेश्चन में ओनली थर्ड स्टेटमेंट वाज करेक्ट. इंफ्रारेड वेव्स आर लार्जली अब्सॉर्ब्ड बाय वाटर वेपर दैट इज कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड इन द लोअर एटमॉस्फेयर. द अदर पार्ट्स, हाँ अब तो ऑक्सीजन है ही नहीं. नहीं, ऑक्सीजन है बिकॉज आई एम एबल टू ब्रीथ, बट द एयर इज वेरी पोल्यूटेड, AQI इज वेरी पुअर. सो अगेन अब बिकॉज AQI has been pretty much in news this year, so please read about all the parameters which determine the AQI of our country. ठीक है, सफ़र इंडेक्स में कौन से पैरामीटर्स इंक्लूडेड है, AQI नेशनल एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स में कौन से पैरामीटर्स इंक्लूडेड है, कौन से नहीं है, और दोनों में कौन से डिफरेंट है, क्योंकि दोनों पैरामीटर्स अलग अलग हैं. तो वो भी आप नोट डाउन कर लो. ठीक है, दिस इज हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी. सब NCERT के क्वेश्चन है, एवरी क्वेश्चन इज फ्रॉम NCERT. ओके, नेक्स्ट देखिए, वाटर रिसोर्सेज पे मैंने आपको बताया था. Water resources पे I told you that they would be asking you most amount of fresh water is located in what. So NCERT में एक छोटा सा टेबल दिया हुआ है. This is that table, and through this table you can answer actually both of these questions. So again, whatever picture, whatever small snippets, whatever vocabulary, small boxes, these kind of tables, charts you can find out in NCERT, please don't ignore them. ठीक है, like the maps of your wall, don't ignore them. वो पढ़ना है, वो डेटा एनालाइज करना है, क्योंकि जहाँ पे डेटा होता है ना वहाँ से क्वेश्चन जल्दी बना लेते हैं वो. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल दे हैव आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन कि अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर इन द रिवर एंड लेक. तो रिवर नहीं पूछा है, रिवर एंड लेक टुगेदर दे आर मोर देन द अमाउंट ऑफ ग्राउंड वाटर. नो, ग्राउंड वाटर सबसे ज़्यादा है. देन अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर इन पोलर आइस कैप एंड ग्लेशियर इज मोर देन दैट ऑफ ग्राउंड वाटर. येस, बिकॉज ग्लेशियर्स एंड आइस कैप में सबसे ज़्यादा है. ठीक है, चलिए. Now, I don't know about my energy, but like salute to all of your energy for staying so consistent across 1 hour 50 minutes. It's amazing, commendable. What were the 6 variables for soil and vegetation? Am I supposed to repeat it again? Can somebody help her by typing this? Bhaiya, have water. Yeah, one more kind of question. We'll ask for 6 hours offline. Great, kudos to you, hats off. Already ही bored down हो चुकी हूँ. But anyway, the next type of question which could be asked, and you can take it from NCERT, is the factors responsible. So factors responsible for tides, factors responsible for occurrence of ocean current. तो मैंने आपको बताया था वाटर रिसोर्सेज इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थीम, प्रोमिनेंट थीम. एंड सो व्हाट आर द फैक्टर्स रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द डिफरेंट अकरेंस ऑफ दीज डिफरेंट फिनोमिनास. आप ये भी देख सकते हो कि जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल सोलर फ्लेयर्स आर कमिंग, कोरोनल मास इजेक्शन इज हैपनिंग. सो व्हाट कुड बी द इम्प्लीकेशन ऑन अर्थ? what could be the implication on the earth, that you should also be knowing. ठीक है. हाँ, HP हम अभी ये मिलाप बाद में करेंगे, अभी कोई नहीं बताएगा कौन से रीसेंट बैचेस है कौन सा नहीं है. ठीक है. लेट अस कीप इट लिटिल प्रोफेशनल ओवर हियर. अच्छा, these are the different rivers that have been asked. Again, Congo Basin पूछा हुआ है. ठीक है. So Congo Basin, Salvan River, then Black Sea पूछा हुआ है, Volga River पूछा हुआ है. ठीक है. Then different kind of ethnic communities they have asked. So again it is repeated. I told you about the drying lakes. So this is the list of the drying lakes. They could be asking you about this. So match it up with the country. ठीक है. सिर्फ country ही figure out करना है आपको. Okay. This is how I have created a chart for all the rivers across different variables, if you can see. But you can add on to more variables also. That's up to you. But this is something that I have created. Of course, I'll be sharing this with you, so you can just take use of some of the crops, some of the rivers. Got it? Yeah. Anything which is in news, for example, the IMEC corridor. So try to remember all the countries that are involved in the IMEC corridor. ठीक है. Then what are the Nordic countries? What are the Baltic countries? Remember that as well. ठीक है. So this was all about today's geography session. I hope it helped you to build insight to prepare geography in a better way. ठीक है. Could respond to INSTC corridor. Could respond to. But anyway, INSTC corridor. Please read about those countries also. And Bhaiya, can you please scroll down? So this was all about today's discussion. ठीक है. The high yielding areas, the high yielding subjects that you have to prepare particularly well for prelims is economy, geography, polity. Hands down, these three subjects. History is little fluctuating in nature. You would be investing a lot into it, but again, history itself comprises of three areas: ancient, medieval, and modern. And that too, there is no such correlation which we could figure out कि modern history से ज़्यादा आएंगे, ancient से वो कभी भी change हो सकता है. So कितना ही आप उसमें invest कर सकते हो. But again, if you are investing well enough in polity, in economy, and geography, results would be really high. But try to figure out ways to apply your knowledge also. So the best way to figure out is to do test series, practice test series. So you can start your test series from the month of December, mid-December, और best would be अगर आप mid-December से January के बीच में start कर देते हो, नहीं हो पा रहा है, मेंस करना है तो आप January से start कर सकते हो. Okay? Okay everyone? ठीक है. चलो, it's already late. Thank you so much for attending the session. And take care everyone. If you have any doubt, feel free to reach out. We can access it right now. There's no way to put it in the chat box actually. ये PDF chat box में डल सकता है? नहीं. There's no way to do that. We'll figure out a way. We'll shoot you all a mail. Okay? And anyway, मैंने आपको note down कराया है ना. I hope most of you have written it down. And all of you have been very consistent with the session, so I'm very happy with that. It really rewards me as a teacher. So thank you so much for coming in, joining in, staying with me, and provide an email ID to reach out to you. Okay. Official Telegram group पे भी नहीं डलेगा. मैं आपको ये mail कराऊंगी. So you must have filled some Google form. So we'll be mailing you this PDF. Okay. Okay guys. Bye bye. Jai Hind. Till we meet again.